With the amount of people saying Akimoto was right after seeing 4 side characters get absolutely violated by a new antagonist who we know will fail, I honestly can't wait for him to slime out somebody in the main narrative so y'all can actually realize he was wrong! What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on and keep it on me at all times. You know, fun fact. Yeah. I mean, like, we all know what time it is. It's peak Kagurabachi time. It's peak darn near every other week. We are on break. I mean, to be fair, Hokusan Sensei is producing nothing but straight peak fiction. So I understand the need for a break, but darn, I opened up the chapter and saw 10 days. 10 days to the next one. But let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 123. It's Hokuzono, man. You know if it's like a 50-50 shot if it even has the title on the first page. But let's see. The Enchanted Blade Plan. Ugh. And in conclusion, based on how... Oh, wait, no. March 21st, 3 a.m. I mean, to be fair, I get why they immediately went to planning because, you know, the strongest squad in history did get washed. Hold on, let me see. Sorry for that. March 21st, 3 a.m. Meeting of experts regarding the Enchanted Blade Plan. In conclusion, based on our analysis, we believe that in theory, the Enchanted Blade proposes... Wait. Oh, interesting. By Master Urita. Huh. I wonder if, like, I mean, to be fair, maybe Rokuhira gave it to Urita. I was like, we could probably do this. And they went with Urita proposing it because, well, he is the much more renowned swordsmith. Let's see. The Enchanted Blade proposed by Master Urita could be realized. It all hinges on the ability to create a vein of ore in the katana. This enables the... Wait, no. This enables the... I'm sorry, I'm changing this guy's voice a lot. Because like, I'm thinking, like, how many pages is this guy actually gonna get? Let's see. This enables the blade to be charged with spirit energy, like a battery, allowing the wielder to command enormous quantities of energy. Which... Oh, yeah! It is, like... It's just like with how it's being described now, and how we know the Enchanted Blades end up. I do, like... And to be fair, we're probably gonna get it clarified. But, and obviously we know that N10 was specifically made with the intention to destroy the other enchanted blades, and especially the Shinuchi, right? Like we know that. But, how does one imbue that? Like, especially since the whole idea of, like, the craftsmanship and the process that go into these blades. How? Honestly, I think it'll be more interesting if we find out that, once again, playing into the Datenseki's sort of, like, free will-ish nature, that it just doesn't, like, it makes the choices. Like, maybe you can imbue a vague will or, like, vague direction you want an Enchanted Blade to go, but then it'll just manifest in its own way. Like, oh, cool story, you want a support blade? Here, take crows and phoenixes and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I wonder how abstract it is. I'll probably figure that out, though. Let's see. I'm the wielder to command enormous quantities of energy. However, there is one major barrier. Hold on, let me see. The Datsenseki ore is an iron ore. Before it can be forged into a katana, it must be refined into steel. Oh yeah, it doesn't explode! Doesn't explode! Let's see. The Datsenseki is heat reactive. When its temperature is raised beyond 1,000 degrees, it amplifies the fire and triggers an explosion of unfathomable magnitude. Huh. I wonder what they got. I mean, like, we've seen some, like, Enchanted Blade forging processes with N10, and obviously what Chiro ended part 1 with. But yeah, I do wonder how they do get over that. Maybe like, I don't know, consistent heating and cooling. Let's see. No matter how we run the math, people will die. And supposedly, the swordsmith of the name Kunishiki Rokuhira claims alone that he can do this? His explanation is extremely vague, but it's worth a try. Yeah, at this point, like y'all ain't got options. Y'all ain't got options. Hold on, let me see. Based on what? He was able to infer everything we discovered in our top secret experiments merely by looking at it. He has an unusual eye. Like, honestly, I was gonna say, do you think we're ever gonna get that elaborated on? Like, why the Rokuhiro clan has that unique eye? I don't think so. But honestly, I'm fine with stuff like that. I'm fine with not everything being explained. That's just something they can have. It's a world of magic. You could just say, like, in exchange for not having much magical power, they have, like, extremely good eyesight. And, like, maybe... But then again, though, like, as far as we know, realistically, well, we just don't know what his sorcery would have been if he would have had one, if he would have developed one. it's never really implied that Chihiro had a base sorcery that he lost, like that he was ever training with. No, he went straight to N10, which obviously, you know, stole away his abilities. Whatever late abilities he did have. So we don't actually know if he could have manifested like any of the Soka sorcery. Like, could he have manifested Kodatsuchi? We know it's not lineage based. It's just like you need to be able to handle it. I don't know. It's interesting. He has an unusual eye. The guy who works for the Sorcery Bureau brought him here. Ah, yep, a guy who works indeed. The guy who works for the Sorcery Bureau brought him here completely unauthorized. He could have tipped him off in advance. But why would we do that? that is a good point. Like, why though? of all the things to do, like, why? And obviously, putting all these bets on this guy would be mad random, but you don't really got options like that. Good question. And this swordsmith, apparently he's very young with minimal qualifications. Hardly any track record. We're just going on Master Rita's recommendation? He's only sold 3 katana? Well, I mean, I do, I get it though. I get it to some degree. I'd be like, why not just risk it? But because how little of the Dasein they actually have, like they aren't overflowing with this stuff for one, and for two, very specifically, yeah, you do want to know the track record. You do want to know, and obviously Urita has a good track record. So if Urita's like, yeah, let this guy cook. Maybe they should let it rock. But I get their heavy hesitation. There's some scenarios where like this happens in stories, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you not doing it? But this is a case where I understand them being doubtful because, yeah, this is a completely unknown field, a completely improperly proposed like thing. The concept of it and what it is even now versus what we know it will become, like it's so insane that, yeah, I get why they're very against it. And they don't want to risk it. Because obviously now they know for a fact they cannot go back to Irishima to mine more. Right? Unironically, the reason why there are probably only 6 enchanted blades is because that's all they extracted in time before they're like, we can't go back. We can't. We can't risk it. They'll smoke us, bro. So yeah, I do get why they're so hesitant. Let's see. But that's why we're just advocating for an experiment. Give him a chance to prove his claims. Just one Oh, I did not realize this guy had he just like me for real. He got the high top fade. Except I think he's just bald on the side. Let's see. Just one experiment. Hasame, be rational. With the Datsun Seki, a single mishap could spell tremendous calamity. Funnily enough, this guy is always heavily, like, in the past, or in part 1 and now, he's very specifically suspicious of the Rokuhira and their capabilities. Makes sense, though. Though, obviously, he's the one who gets punished for it by, you know, Kunishige's brother-in-law and Chihiro's uncle. Let's see. Yep, and there it is. We only have a tiny amount we managed to extract from Hiroshima. And you're suggesting that we entrust that asset and the fate of our nation to some 2-bit swordsmith? Can't wait to see how, like, to be fair, he didn't have high opinion, like, well, obviously, you know, he was on the inside, but I don't think he really even had high opinions of Kunishige. In fact, he was very ready to, like, literally boom Chihiro if it wasn't for the higher up saying, like, hey, don't do that, brother. Let's see. He saw Mashiro's corpse. No wonder he's frantic. Ugh. We received a response from the Kaguri clan. Oh, Yuki's clan? Hey! Whoa! What? Let's see. Flamebone of the Starving. The mystical weapon proposed to counter the Mikaboshi belongs to the Kaguri clan. Oh, and thank you for everyone for correcting me. I don't know if it was a mistranslation. Oh, yeah, you know what, though? I will say that definitely was a prime pencil moment. We know this takes place in Japan. Why would they reference the continent? Why would they reference the continent? That's a very good point. Yeah, of course it'd just be the island. And also, yeah, it doesn't well, I'm all down for Yuki upscale. Yuki secretly #1 on the verse if she tweaks out. Yeah, it definitely makes more sense. Way more sense, I'd say, that it is the island. It's comparable to other existing sorceries and what will go on to be the transcendent pieces of sorcery, the enchanted blades. Yeah, that makes more sense than, like, here's like general sorcery level, here's exclusive clan sorcery level, here's enchanted blade level, and then like the difference between island level and continental. Like, it's like, even if you go with the smallest continent we have on record, Australia, and you go with like what the average counts for island level is, for someone to destroy Australia in an instant, or even just a life wiper, right? Because technically that was the whole implication. You know, Flamebone in the story would like burn everything to the ground. It didn't say like it would erase the landmass or anything like that. But even still, life wiping Australia versus life wiping a random island, two very different things. Let's see. Belongs to the Kagurabachi clan of fire sorcerers. Due to its immense power, very few have been able to wield Flamebone. So, funnily enough, it is actually very akin to Kuratsuchi in that sense. Makes sense. They're the two, like, high-level powers of exclusive clans that are only able to be wielded by certain people. Let's see. The wife of the patriarch will give birth. I'm assuming this is the patriarch, and maybe an older son/daughter? Let's see. The wife of the patriarch will give birth in 6 months. Apparently, she suffered burns due to... Let's see. Apparently, she suffered burns to her stomach due to her pregnancy. Normally, it's impossible for a member of the Kagurabachi clan to sustain burns based on their physical makeup. That would be so fun. And to be fair, though, I would accidentally light too many on fire. You know, times I'm just dumb, stupid, and like accidentally nearly hurt myself with fire anyway, just because like, oh, or not even fire, things that are hot, right? Like things that could burn me. I at least spilled oil nearly on me because I was like, oh, the pot should be cooled down. The pot was not cooled down. Give it like don't rush just because you want to clean up and get inside. Don't. If you're cooking outside and you have the pot on the outside stove, just wait. Just wait an hour, maybe 2. Get a whole bunch of time to cool down. Don't just go for it. Let's see. Physical makeup. This will be the first child's. Oh. What do you mean? I thought very few was in like, oh, okay, there's like a couple people who can wield it. What do you mean? That first child to wield Flamebone in 400. Satoru Gojo, is that you? 400 years specifically, like in terms of like the last limitless success user, it was 400 years in JJK. 400 years for the next Flamebone wielder? Okay. Let's see. And wait! This child will be the first to wield Flamebone in 400 years. We already have a name. Okay. Hold on. Carfax. So Hiyuki, yeah, she is generally, like, at most, I'm gonna say, like, 5 years older than Chihiro? She was 18? I mean, I'm not saying I ship it, but we can make it work. Interesting, though. She was darn. So Hiyuki innately, I mean, that's strange to think, though. Like, it's gotta be real uncomfortable. Especially as a person who'd never been burned, to be burned from the inside by your own baby. Gotta be rough. Let's see. Someday. Oh, same day, 7 a.m. Okay, so talks have been happening. Let's see. 3 months after the birth, they can begin tests. Wait, what? On the baby? Wait, 3... Wait, what? Let's see. 3 months after birth, they can begin test runs, after which various fine-tuning will be required, so that Flamebone can be wielded again. The baby! Not the baby. The baby! Wait. You're gonna wait! Wield... Now, Now, wait a second. Wait a second. Now, I've heard of prodigies. I've heard of monsters, beasts, creatures, animals of all kinds. You're gonna throw a 1-year-old against arguing crew? I'm sorry. How strong is full power Flamebone supposed to be? You had Mr. Dismantle a Dynasty literally wielding gravity itself. Full grown man, mind you. Hiruto Soga. And he wasn't enough. For one guy. And you mean to tell me you think Hiyuki's gonna clutch up in the 1v6? Okay, now wait a second. I may have to take it back. Remember how I said they were logical? Pause. Rewind the tape. What? Okay. It's a much more realistic plan than this enchanted blade business. No, it's not! What? What do you mean? And I'm sorry, it hasn't been wielded in 400 years. How do you even know it's going to work out? Is it going to be like a... Is that spoilers? I think it's I don't think it's been animated yet. Yeah, it has been. So this is a series, a popular series I'm thinking of, but like, there is technically, I like, it would not be the first time a baby has been thrown at a problem and that baby's like actually super crazy, dumb, stupid, strong. But like, and obviously we know they don't do this, right? Like we know this doesn't happen. I don't think. I don't think Yugi's a war veteran, but okay. Realistic to wait a year? No, realistic to fight with a baby. I mean, like she's probably gonna be able to walk. But how are you gonna fight with the baby? Realistic to wait a year? They'll invade before that. Yeah, no doubt. That's it. We have to buy time. How? Oh, chapter 123. Chiaki. That's it. Chiaki, fold these, please. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they do look different. I'd say the previous princess. Oh, to be fair, this is the younger Chiaki, so actually, they do actually look kind of the same. Let's see. The previous princess came into the role around. Oh, the previous princess came into the role around the time I was born. She's staring. Chiaki. Oh, yeah. And immediately starts folding. Once, when I was little, she taught me how to make tea. She was a beautiful... Darn! Darn! Okay, Hokuzoda Sensei, this has to be a speedrun of Doom. I know we know she's dead by the nature of Chiaki. This is the narrative, but here's the character design for this character I mentioned. Dead! Dead! Not even, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels after introduction. Dead. Is it the same? Duh, Hokuzoda Sensei, you're not slick. That's the same drawing. It's the same drawing scaled down, except you remove the hands. You remove the hand layers. You're not tricking me, Sensei. Let's see. The day the power of prophecy came to me was clearly etched in my memory. For one thing, I'd never seen Mother so frantic, as it was the first time in history it showed up in a minor offshoot of the family. That's crazy to think about. That's, I mean, like, obviously it's a good way to raise your status in the bad system, but like, that's insane. Just like, OBT dubs, by the way. Power of prophecy! And like that is very interesting because very almost akin to the storehouse, but the storehouse is transferred willingly, or at least it was transferred willingly. But that implies that like the future side itself is sentient, almost like very akin to I forget what something Ghost Rider from Hunter x Hunter, where like well actually no, to be fair, that's not sentient. I'm trying to think of like it's very funnily enough Enchanted Blade / Keyblade esque, where it just is like I'm done, and then it leaves to go to somebody else. Oddly specific. Okay, Venom Symbiote. Let's see. But also, it was the last time I touched Kunishige. Aww. Oh, she's dead. Oh, she's dead. I mean, to be fair, they both are. But, like, she's dead. Ladies and gents, I don't think she's making it to the end of part 2. Let's see. Kunishige. Oh, good man, carrying his homegirl. More than homegirl? More than homegirl? Probably more than... Oh, we know it, but ends up more than homegirl. Let's see. I was outside that day when I suddenly lost consciousness. Kunishige carried me home. Apparently my mother gave him a good scolding. Did you want him to just leave your daughter collapsed outside? What are we talking about? What are we talking... I mean, like, I get it. Especially if she is... like, obviously, Kunishige... Right now, especially, the Rokuhiro name doesn't have any fame. He seems like the first in his line of blacksmiths. So he probably doesn't have much, if any, notoriety. I highly doubt we're going to learn anything about his parents. Right? Like, he's just not. I don't know. Part 2 has been moving at a good pace, but because of that good pace, I just highly doubt we're going to learn anything about his history. Funnily enough, I feel like we know the most about Azami's history, and he's the least featured of these three characters. Well, not least. Azami's had a bit more screen time than Kunishige, at least in part 1. But, no doubt, Kunishige dies in the first chapter of part 1. But that aside... I don't think we're ever going to learn anything about that lineage. And I think that's the point. It's very Minato-esque, funnily enough. Where, yeah, we're going to get a lot of history and background on the main character's father. But we're never going to, like, learn anything else about him. Who's the Namikaze clan? I don't know. Because they're irrelevant. And once again, kind of akin to, I don't really think I need to know certain things about a narrative. That's another thing I don't really need to know. It's fine. Let's see. Kunishige was a part of the gang of neighborhood kids I used to play with when I didn't have chores. Soga. Yeah, Soga Shiba, Kunishige Rokuhira. It's interesting that he's the only one that gets a chan attached to his name. So-chan. Let's see. You know, though, I get it. Shiba, man, he's always been mischievous, but I get it. I was like, a bunch of dumb kids doing dumb stuff together. Oh, climbing trees. I was never good at that. The amount of times I almost fell out of a tree and snapped my neck, and it's bad. Let's see. Oh, skipping across rocks. You can't play with those kids anymore. Starting today, you represent our system of order. You have a very important job protecting our society. Intended, unfortunately, her mom is right. I mean, obviously, that's unfortunate that she had to sacrifice her individuality, her connections, her friends, but like, yeah, at that, she did become the foundation of the sorcery world, of the world of Japan, realistically. And also, I'm assuming, like, we're never going to know why the previous princess died, but it probably was that stress. We don't know how long the princesses are really on average supposed to live. But considering they're known as princesses and not queens, I don't think, I highly doubt they live that long. Let's see. You were chosen by fate. It's a tremendous honor. Now sacrifice everything else. Let's see. Like this? I was hardly allowed outside anyway. You know what she reminds me of? It may just be, I think it's just the art style. She reminds me of, Summer's daughter. Rain? Rain? So she's Summer's daughter? Did I get hit by the seal? Why can't I remember? Iori, there we go. Let's see. I was hardly allowed outside anymore. And I wasn't allowed to hang out with some nobody guy. Who's calling some nobody guy? I was saying who you call, but who's calling some nobody guy? Terrible handwriting. You've got mail. I mean, yeah, how are you gonna stop him? He can literally teleport. How are you gonna stop him? You've got mail. Shh. Back then, I still had vague hopes that somehow, one day. So one day you could escape it all. Head with your little boy toy. Live a happier life, a better life, huh? Well, you do. Kind of. We still don't, we don't know the context for a death, but we know it does happen, right? Like it does occur, let's say. But we also do know. I saw some people say, or theorize, especially based off last chapter in the Kingdom, bear my baby. I don't think that happens. I saw people say, well, maybe the plot twist is that Chihiro's gonna actually be the king's son, and not, he's already been confirmed to have the Rokihira blacksmith eye, and he looks like his father. And mother. Admittedly, he does look a lot like Chiaki too. But like, still, no. Unless you think the king had the blacksmith eye or Chiaki, but like, no. I just don't think that happened. But let's say. It was one of the attendants who told on me. Oh, you snitch! But to be fair, I get it. Imagine seeing someone who's on some of the same level as you be spontaneously raised up to the highest of levels, and there's nothing you can do other than watch. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get the jealousy. I'd want to ruin their fun, too. Let's see. But I hid them. We're already a minor offshoot of the family. How many times have I told you not? It's important to have impeccable manners. She's also the foundation of, like, literally everything. Like, I mean, to be fair, though, there are many times where figureheads like this do more so get, like, false control rather than, like, any real control. You don't really have individuality once you reach a certain point. That is true. For now, I managed to convince them that some random stranger was sending them without your consent, Chiaki. But it can't happen again! Maintaining order requires that all sorcerer clans follow unwritten rules. And you are the living unwritten rule. That's it. And they're allowed to practice their activities at a certain level, as long as they're discreet and cause no disturbance to the general public. Which does actually remain true, even after presumably the death. Like, we don't know what happened to the Soga clan after the war. We have very little context for them. I don't think Shiro's the only living Soga. I highly doubt they all died out, but still. You don't actually know. If even one clan violates that understanding and oversteps the limitations, it'll be revealed in a prophecy and a disturbance to the nation. If the Soga princess names them, they must answer to the sword of justice. AKA the sword of ganking, bro. Because we do know they don't, like, obviously they have a sorcery bureau, quote unquote, but they don't have a Kamudabi at this point. It really is, like, it's groupthink and faith in the future that keeps them all together. Because if they all just rebel at once, then they can't gank, obviously. So, yeah, it is, who steps out of line first? Oh, you did? We're all gonna gank you, bro. And obviously that's not worth, like, even if you were confident you could win the gank, the resources you'd lose in the reverse gank wouldn't be worth it. Her prophecies could even determine the survival of the clan. The Soga princess can't behave like an individual, Any mistrust would cause the whole system to collapse. Don't you ever forget who you are! You're responsible for the course of history! Like, once again, I don't want to, like, obviously, I'm supposed to agree with things about this bad, but, like, technically, based on the context of the narrative we have so far, yes, she is right. She is, unfortunately, like, yeah, Chiaki is kind of just locked in this horrific position where she doesn't really have her own autonomy. She doesn't have her own agency. Let's see. I understood the logic, but after that incident, I had a vision. Ah. Things destroyed. If I didn't take my role seriously, this would be the consequence. More than anything, I was terrified of putting Kunishige in Well! One often meets one's destiny on the road to avoid it, as they say. I mean, we know what. I mean, to be fair, he lived a long time though. Probably even longer than Chiaki. Burning letters. Darn, put him in a trash fire too. If this is my role to my dying day, at the very least. Yeah. Okay. It is. She literally died from the stress. I thought it was, but like, that's literally perfect paralleling there. The reason the at least I'm gonna take it. You can call it pure headcanon because it probably is, but the reason the power cycles so consistently, and the reason why the previous princess passed away, is because of the stress. Like that level of influence and control, while having no influence and control in reality, like. You really are, you're more so a voice for your power, a vessel rather than an actual individual. Yeah, that stress would basically slaughter a person. And you can see this cycle continuing. So let's see. If I can protect you. Yeah, she probably saw afterwards the whole view of the battle. Let's see. Oh, March 20th. And that is, hold on, let me go back to the start of the chapter. March 21st. Okay, so she saw that right before they started having these meetings. If only I'd warned them better. Maybe this wouldn't Well, realistically, Sheba could have left at any time. As far as we know, there's no limitations on Sheba just grabbing people and leaving. He went for it, bro. That was his mistake, to quote Yokai from Big Hero 6. Crazy thing, that movie's like, what, 10 years old? More? Let's see. You gave them the strongest warning possible. They made their own... Yeah, honestly, what? Yo! Am I the problem? Because, like, low-key, the mom's spitting. She's like, she's being very mean and cruel to her daughter, but, like, in many ways, the mom's spitting. Yeah, they made their own choices. This isn't your fault. The enemy is demanding... Darn, so she got the audio, too? Let's see. The enemy is demanding my surrender. That means avoiding the war. Whoa, woman, no! I mean, like, I don't think this reinforced the idea that Chihiro could possibly be that guy's son. But still, no! Chiaki, please! I don't mind. I can't let any more. Don't be ridiculous. You're the most important. I'm not important. Yeah, Chiaki isn't. Princess of the Soul Clan, though? Very important. And Chiaki, they can't exactly separate you two. So, you are actually a bit too important. I've forgotten that warmth. That me, that is the princess of the Soga clan, isn't important to me. But it is very interesting, right? Like, separating out the identity of oneself and others of that are still you. Like, it is a strange line you have to walk where you know you are multiple people, but at the same time, like, I'm not saying that you aren't. Like, it's funky. It's very funky. The nature of man, I'd say. And how we do need to reconcile the many different versions of ourselves as still all being ourselves. Because that's always going to be true. You're always who you are. Even if who you are is different in different contexts. But let's see. Oh, March 24th. So we skipped 3 days. Let's see. And, alright. Rejected for now, but we do know they eventually go for it. March 24th. The Enchanted Blade plan proposed by Shinsaku Hasumi is rejected. The Sorcery Bureau conditionally accepts the Mikaboshi's demands. They agree to surrender Princess Chiaki Soga. Yeah, see how bad this goes. Can't wait to see how Gamorre's react to that information. Let's see. Conditionally, a 1-year truce. She will bear my child. Well, that's extremely convenient for the Mikaboshi. But she's from a minor branch of the family. Darn. Yeah, so this guy, yeah, even supposedly the best of the head of the Kalinbadabi. Even he, you know, like, I think the main issue here is that they can surrender Chiaki and the Mikaboshi can attack tomorrow. They could attack the second they have Chiaki. They have no, like, unfortunately, as it stands right now for Japan, they have no real leverage. They're putting their faith in the word of the Mikaboshi. Good luck with it. Like, I'm assuming the way this goes wrong is that they take Chiaki and then boom, they attack anyway. Right? Like there's no... Brother, you're on the back foot. And you're giving up your only chance to see the future on the hope that you could stall for a year to fight with a baby. What? Let's see. There hasn't been an official announcement, but 6 months ago, a baby girl was born to the Soga clan's direct lineage. Even if Princess Chiaki is a baby, the power of prophecy will pass on to the child descended from the core blood. That doesn't even, like, brother! That doesn't even make sense! How does that, like, I mean, well, I guess the implication here is that when Chiaki got the power, there was no mainline daughter that could have inherited it. But, like, once again, lots of faith in babies. Lots of faith in babies. You're, like, they're gambling a lot on newborns, bro. Oh, but the baby's 6 months. I don't care. It's, what? Okay. And also, you have no idea. Well, to be fair, I'm assuming, based on the bear my child thing, they're assuming they're going to wait, like, the Mikaboshi are going to wait the 9 months. Or however long it takes if Chiaki has a baby and then it's a daughter. They're going to wait for that. And then, like, off Chiaki, I guess is what they're thinking. But even still, what if she doesn't have a boy? Or what if she doesn't have a girl? And doesn't have another girl. Doesn't have another girl. Like, dude, you're just giving up all... You're giving what little leverage you do have to bet on babies. I thought I was calling y'all intelligent at the start of this video. What's wrong with you? In other words, the Soga clan will retain the power of prophecy that signifies our system of order. Does that make it okay to force Chiaki to bear the child of the Mikaboshi king? We keep saying child. It could... I was against it. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Wait, just 1 minute. What makes you so sure that Chiaki's child won't inherit her power? After all, it's never shown up in a minor branch before, right? Yeah, exactly. Ah, okay. So it has... But see, like, that makes even less sense. If you know... Because he says... Never officially. So it's happened before. But that means you're even more likely to just be sacking the power of prophecy entirely. Chiaki has the baby, they have the power. You literally are sacking all your leverage. On the hope and the toes that the Mikaboshi don't spread your cheeks open the second you give her up. What's wrong with you? In the Soga clan, the primary bloodline reigns supreme. Many deem it improper for the power to be relegated to a minor branch as it is now. Nobody says it out loud, but they've been waiting for this opportunity. Are you saying that this actually suits the Soga clan's agenda? Not to mention the Sorcery Bureau, which benefits from the Soga clan's allegiance. Yeah, but you're all dumb. Like, well, not dumb. I'd say well, to be fair, I don't know why they have so much faith in these babies, right? Like, that's the main thing. And so much faith in the Mikaboshi's word. And take what you will. This may say things about me. If I'm the Mikaboshi, I'm taking your deal, and I'm snapping your neck the second after, bro. All I need is the guaranteed guaranteed safety of the princess. Once I have that, I'm leveling everything else. I don't care. Like, dog, I don't have to listen to you. Like unironically, especially after one of our 6 warriors solo wipes your strongest, dude. It's wraps. It's over. You've lost already. Like, giving up your only piece of existing current canon, presumably adult leverage, on 2 babies. Not 2 babies and the word of people who already show that they really don't care about you. Okay. Social Bureau. Let's see. That's why this decision. Most importantly, she agreed to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh. Mean Mug Kurishige? Let's see. The Hiroshima incident was extremely upsetting for her. They're taking advantage of her vulnerability. A year from now, if we command Flamebone. The baby commands Flamebone! Y'all don't control Flamebone! Let's see. We can plan Flamebone. Our chances improve dramatically. But if they invade us now, all is lost. Compared to the hopeless situation we're in now, we have no other choice. You could try the Enchanted Blade plan, and I know you will, but let's say... I can't wait to see you again, Chiaki. That's probably one of her old letters, too. Alright, Kuroshige's locked in. I'm gonna give it... W chapter... But very silly guys, very silly dudes, very funny fellas. We're betting on babies. In fact, if you made it all the way through this video, that's the password. Betting on babies. Leave betting on babies in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that least notifications bell, you know what's out on any videos I come to the channel. Also even have a page down below. You support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member of the channel. I'm sorry, I can't keep flying. I'm still thinking about the better. There's $3 about to become the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions for the issues I happen to review, I do reactions of all videos for the main channel and the second channel, that color reaction. I'll link to the description down below and in the card in the upper right hand corner. On top of that, you get the unedited versions of all the reviews. Like, I'm sorry, I have to keep mutilating Kagurabachi so I don't get blown up for it. But with it being the case, you can also join the Ko-Fi down below, or drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video. Any support is always really appreciated. And I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. Alright, lady, but thank you to our sketch tier members: Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, RXN, Dead Me, Keon Stewart, Edwin Ingbignoba, Straw, Intavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plant Crone, Brandon Payne, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalim, Sleep In John, Mo City King DKG, Akalade Babatunde, Union I, Atenzi Shear, Sino King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Axis XE, Praise the Sun, Magic, Andrine Bonnet, at JDog2656, Sheesh King, Yo Extras, AZ Void, Professor Von Tuck III, Nevies97, Black Sage, Sky XT, Felix, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, John Malcolm, Donovan McIntosh, and Black Doctor Strange. Then, let's give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Lucas Stace, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier member, Shrimpo the Fourth Shrimp 06. I'd like to give another thank you to our digital art tier member, Jay Warrior. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walking Minnows and Walking